Hi everyone, it's Nadia. Welcome back to Matchy Flow. Today we have a block sculpt. So all you will need is one yoga block, your mat, and that's it. I'll see you soon. So to get started today, you're just gonna take your feet nice and wide on your mat, toes slightly pointed out. Together we'll inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, shake it on out. One more time, up and over. Exhale, shake it out. We'll do this one more time. Just taking time to move between your legs, warm your arms up. Together we'll hit this little goddess squat here. Hands on the inside of your thighs. Left shoulder comes down. We lean in over to the right. Switch out. Right shoulder comes down. Leaning over to the right. Parallel your feet out. We'll start to lean over. Fix my neck here. Touch the floor. Find length through your spine, bend through your hips. Try not to curve through much through your spine. Just rocking back and forth. Starting to warm up our body. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. From here, we'll just sweep up one more time. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Bend over to the left. Look up towards the ceiling, maybe you're outside towards the sky. Come back up, switch your grip, right hand over left wrist, lean over to the right. Awesome. Bring your arms to a cactus. From here, we're just gonna twist to the left, twist to the right, twist to the left, twist to the right. Just starting to move a little bit side to side, working our spine from every angle that we can. Just rolling our shoulders back, roll your shoulders forward. Come meet me in a tabletop. We're just gonna stretch our wrists out real quick. So if you wanna turn your palms on the mat, turn your hands around so your fingers are facing your knees. From here, you're just gonna lean back towards your hips. Just come forward. Lean back towards your hips and come forward. Flip your palms so they're facing the ceiling. Fingers still pointed towards your knees. Same sort of movement here. Now your palms come back to the mat. Fingers facing each other. Think about puffing up through your shoulder blades here, not dumping in, finding a little bit of roundness. And then palms still on the mat, fingertips face out. Think about moving from there. Now, back of your hand on your mat, fingertips facing towards each other. Awesome. Feel free to give a little roll out. I like to do some of these guys sometimes. And let's get into it. You are going to take your block under your left hand. Your right hand is on the mat. We are gonna start with push-ups. So if you wanna start in a high plank, please meet me there. If you need to modify, knees are down on the ground, tops of your toes are on the ground as well, and you're in a modified plank. We're not in a tabletop. From here, we come down for 2, down for 1. Exhale as you push up for 2, and 1. Inhale as you push down for 2, down for 1, up for 2, up for 1. If you are taking it down on your knees, you're here. Try to see how close you can bring your chest to your mat. Moving nice and slow. Warming up our arms, warming up our shoulder blades. We have another 4 here. Elbows coming back at a 45-degree bend. They're not coming out wide. You have another 3. 2. You have 1. Meet me at the bottom. Hold. You pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Awesome. Down to your knees. Stretch it back for 1 second. If you'd like to stay on your toes, you're more than welcome to. I just think this next part is a little easier if you're modified. Meet me in your modified plank. We're gonna do a 1-inch stack. So you bend your elbows an inch, hold. Bend an inch, hold. Bend an inch, hold. 1 more inch, hold. You extend an inch, hold. Come up an inch, hold. Up an inch, up an inch, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. One more time, we'll come down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. We take our full range push-ups one more time. So you come down, exhale to push up, inhale to come down, exhale to push up. Think about pushing every bit of energy you have through your fingertips to help lift you back up. You're using your arms, but exert all the energy you can through each of your fingertips all the way back to the tops of your feet. We take another 3. You have another 2. You have another 1. Hold the bottom. We just pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. You're gonna keep the block under your left hand. You're gonna lay on your right side on the mat. From here, you're gonna slide the block a little bit closer to your waistline. Palm on your left hand, palm on your block. Right arm wraps around your side. We go into a single arm push up. So come all the way down to the floor. We push up for 2, up for 1, down for 2, down for 1, up for 2, up for 1, down for 2, down for 1. Whew, I know the back side of my left arm is really feeling it. I've been feeling pretty sore from recording on my lower half. So I'm excited to distribute some of that to my top half. We have another 4. We have another 3. Make sure you press with all the strength that you have. Don't let it be off of momentum. Don't just use your hip to lift you. It's your arm that's really guiding you up. We have one more. You meet me with the elbow bent. We pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're gonna leave the block where it is. This time you're gonna come down to your right elbow. You're gonna pop up to your right knee. Your left leg is extended beside you. We lower our leg for 2, lower 1, lift for 2, lift for 1. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Find length all the way through your big toe, all the way through your body, every cell, every bone, every muscle, through the crown of your head. Just moving super fluidly here. We meet at the top in 4. Starting to feel the back side of my left leg definitely on the side. You have another 2. And 1, meet me at the top, hold. We pulse, 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 pulse for 4, 3, 2, hold high, 1. From here, your left knee comes to your left elbow. Sit, you extend as you lift your hip back up. Bend your knee, lower onto your right hip, touch your knee to your elbow, extend to the side. So left knee drives in to touch your left elbow, left tricep. You lower on down to your right hip. You come back up, you extend. We'll take another 4. We'll take another 3. I'm starting to slide. Another 2. And another 1. You know what's coming. Elbow to knee, meet. Your hip is nice and high. We pulse, 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 pulse for 6. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. Definitely tap out the back side of your left leg. We are gonna swing it around. I'm gonna grab a sip of my little matcha here. Whew. All right, so this time we start in a tabletop. Left hand is on your mat, right hand is down on your block. Your legs extend behind you. We start with push-ups all the way down. Exhale as you push up. Inhale down for 2, down for 1, exhale for 2, exhale for 1, down for 2, down for 1, exhale for 2, exhale for 1. Again, if you want to take it modified, you come down to your knees, tops of your feet touching your mat. You have another 3. If you've been on your knees, it's a good chance to try to pop up to your toes. You have another 2. 1, you hold low, we pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, little stretch back. You can come down, ooh, my ponytail. Come down to your knees to modify for this one. We take the 1-inch stack. So from here, you come down an inch, hold, down an inch, hold, down an inch, hold, down an inch, hold, up an inch, hold, up an inch, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. One more time, down, 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 up, 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 up. All right, we finish with one last set of push-ups before we start to work the side. So from here, down and up, down and up. Really push through each of your fingertips. If you start to feel it in your wrist, try to tent your fingers a little bit. Push into the meaty part of your palm. We have another 4. We pulse it out in 3. You have 2. And 1, hold low, you pulse, 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 pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right, lay down onto the left side of your body this time. Your right hand is on your block. Your left arm wraps around your waistline. You lay all the way down. From here, we push up for 2, up for 1. Inhale as we lower for 2, lower for 1, up for 2, up for 1, lower for 2, lower for 1. Your body's in one straight line here, so don't have your upper body further back than your legs and vice versa. We take another 4. Again, working from strength, not mobility. That's the name of the game here in Pilates. Sometimes we get into a little bit of a hit. We're trying to raise our heart rate. You have 1 more. Meet me low, we pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. But for the most part, you want to just keep it very long, very fluid, working from strength, not momentum. So left elbow down, right hand on your block. You pop up on your hip from here. Right leg extended beside you. You lower for 2, lower 1, lift for 2, lift for 1, lower for 2, lower 1, lift for 2, lift for 1. So your left oblique is really supporting you here. Are your hips tucked under? Do you feel like if there was a wall behind your backside of your body, that your whole body would be flat against it? Maybe you got a little butt sticking out. I know I probably would. But my tailbone is tucked under, so my spine is as straight as it can be. We lift for another 4. Starting to slide. For another 3. You meet me at the top in 2. And in 1, we pulse, 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 pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, shake that out real quick. Pop back up, your hip is high, right leg extended, right elbow to knee for 2. Elbow and knee touch at 1, you sit down on your left hip. As you lift, your right leg extends. So you crunch in and extend to the side. So it's kind of like a push-up, like a side plank, a crunch, and a leg lift all in. You know I love a good little combo. We'll take another 4. Take another 3. We take another 2. Right here, you pulse elbow to knee, pulse, pulse, pulse. Left hip is high for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. I feel like I really felt that on the left side as well, so just feel free to tap it out. Grab a sip of water, meet me up on your feet. Whew. Awesome. You're going to set the block down on your mat. You move your leg warmers out of the way so you don't trip. But your left foot comes, we're gonna go sideways first, sorry. Your left foot comes to your block, you stand up, you have right toes behind. Beside you, you squat down. From here, right foot steps in, steps out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Just like if you were doing a skater or a lateral lunge on a reformer or in glider sculpt, you want to keep as much weight as possible over your block. Imagine there's a wall on the outside of your left leg here. You're bringing your hip over, your knee, everything so that it would touch that. We take another 4. We take another 3. We take another 2 and 1. You bring your right foot in about 3/4 of the way. We squat down and we stand. Down and stand. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Don't let your left knee come over your left ankle. You take another 4. You hold low in 3. Hold low in 2. You hold low in 1, hold low. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, maybe hands overhead for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low. Now really transfer your weight onto the left side. Extend your right leg beside you. We lift and lower. Maybe your hands come back to prayer. Lift and lower. Your hands could also be on your waist here. Maybe to the sides. It's a good balance challenge for sure. Prayer seems the most fitting for me today. Take another 4, 3. You know what's coming. We're taking pulses after 2. Leg nice and high. 1. From here we pulse, pulse, pulse. You bend into your left knee a little bit more for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, turn about 90 degrees. You're facing the front of your mat, left foot on your block still, right toes behind you. From here, we lunge down for 2 and 1. Stand for 2, whew, don't fall over, and 1. Down for 2, down for 1. Up for 2, up for 1. Wrap your right hip forward a little bit. I know mine was peeking back a little bit. You have a diagonal in your spine. Think about trying to bring your right glute as close as you can to your right heel. If we start to stand up, we're gonna pull from our front quad. From our right quad. We wanna work the front leg. So the leg that's on the block right here, it's the left, the back side. Maybe hands overhead for the last 4. Exhale as you stand. Inhale down 3. We hold low in 2. Hold low in 1. Hold from here. You pulse, 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 pulse for 10, 9. Maybe you add the arms. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold high. We're gonna do a little bit of a balance challenge here. So I want you to stand on your block, bring your knee to your chest, you step back, you lunge. So you pop up, knee to chest, you step back, lunge down. If this doesn't feel good, feel free to stop in the middle to bring your foot up, stop here, step back, and then come down. Also, if hands overhead are a little bit too much, you can always keep them in prayer. Maybe they're just by your sides to help balance you out a little bit more. Think about pushing through 4 corners of your feet here to keep you really stabilized. Your core is engaged like you are in a plank. We'll take another 4. Knee to chest in 3. We have 2. We have 1. Knee to chest, you hold. Drop your shoulders down your back. Knee to chest, hips tucked under. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Awesome. Drop down. We have 1 more movement here before we move to the right side. So come into a curtsy lunge. Your right leg is behind you at a diagonal. We squat down. We stand. Down and stand. Keep the diagonal. Bring your right hip a little bit more forward. Try to square your hips and your shoulders off towards the top edge of your mat. We take another 8. You have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Think about exploding over your front leg for 2 and 1. Hold low, you know what's coming. Last time, arms overhead for 10, 9, 8, 7. Drop your shoulders for 6, 5. A little lower for 3, for 2, and 1. Whew. We love to see it. I'm gonna drag my block over to the other side so you can see me a little bit better. I'm gonna close these blinds because the sun's starting to peek through a little bit more. You know, we always love to see that. This time, right foot is on the block. We're gonna go lateral. Right foot is on the block, bring your weight into your right foot. Left toes pointed beside you. You sit down into a squat. We step in, step out. Left leg steps in, steps out. In and out. Think about coming in to like a hips width distance. Don't go with your left leg. I've noticed myself starting to do that. Keep your leg weight over your right leg. Again, outside of your right leg, pressing into a wall. You have another 8. You have 6. You have 4. We take our narrow squat in 3, in 2, and in 1. Ooh, inner thighs on fire. We squat down, we stand up, down and up. So your right foot is completely on your block. Your left toes have contact with your mat. Heel is nice and high. Slow it down. I feel myself getting tired, I'm speeding it up. We have another 4. We come low in 3. Pulse it out in 2. Hold low in 1. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Really transfer the weight over to the right leg. You sit nice and low. Left leg extended beside you. We lift for 2 and 1. Lower 2, lower 1. Lift for 2, lift for 1. Lower 2, lower 1. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Hands can be in prayer, out beside you, behind your back. That kind of feels good for me right now. Hips, overhead, behind your head. I'll let it be a dealer's choice here. You have another 4. We pulse at the top in 3. Remember, the weight stays over your right leg. Sit a little bit lower for 1. From here, we pulse, 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 pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. We turn 90 degrees over our right shoulder with the block. Right foot stays on your block. Left toes behind you, heel is nice and high. From here, you find a diagonal, you squat down, you lunge up, down, and up. So see how my body stays in a diagonal the entire time. If I pull up, I start to pull on my left quad. Again, we don't want that. We're working the back side of our right leg. I definitely feel my inner thighs as well. Arms can be overhead here if you want to increase your heart rate a little bit more. We'll take another 4. Take another 3. Wrap your left hip forward. Take another 2. We hold low at 1. We pulse, pulse, pulse. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold low and 1. Awesome. Stand up, knee comes to chest. We step back, we lunge. Knee comes to chest, step back and lunge. Again, if this is too much of a step for you, you step your toes up, pick your knee up, step your toes down, come back to your lunge. Feel free to definitely take it in chunks, whatever helps you feel most empowered to get through the movement. We take another 4. Take another 3. You have 2. Last one, you hold your knee to your chest, arms high above your head. Foot is flexed, hips are tucked under. Drop your shoulders. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5. Curtsy in 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Left leg comes behind you at a diagonal. Shoulders and hips are still squared off towards the top of your mat. We come down and up, down and up. Keep a diagonal. Squeeze through the outer part of your glute on the right leg. Slow it down. I know my heart rate is nice and high. We come down to the floor after this. You take another 8, 7, 6. In 5, we hold low. It's a pulse in 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, arms overhead. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7. I believe in you. You can go a little bit lower for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. It's crazy what that block can do for you. Definitely gonna feel sore on my lower half tomorrow as well. Awesome. Let's meet on the floor. Maybe grab a little sip of water. A little matcha while I'm down here. Perfect. So I'm gonna have to move my ponytail out of the way here. We're going to lay on our backs. The block is gonna come long ways between your thighs. Feet are on the floor about hip distance apart. We lift our hips into a hip bridge. From here, you pulse up, 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 up. Your body's in a diagonal, your hips are tucked under, your core is helping to support in the lift. Your lower seat, so that cuspy part of the bottom part of your butt, we're getting it nice and juicy here. So we just pulse for another 8, 7, 6, 5. Hands can come over you in 3, in 2. Hold high 1. Press your thighs into the block. Try to see if you can create an impact, a dent, something on the block for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Squeeze your core for 2 and 1. Hold up. We lower for 2, lower 1. Inhale, exhale as you lift, sorry, and up for 1. Inhale as you come down for 2. Exhale as you come up. If you want to add the arms, you can have them overhead. As you lift your hips, your hands can come to your side. We lower, we lift. Let this be super fluid. Lean into that feminine energy here. Long and lean, wispy. I always think about like beautiful light white curtains just blowing in the wind. Beautiful blue sky outside, sun is shining, there's birds. That's the energy I like to tap into. Even though I like to work hard and get a little intense. We have another 4. We hold at the top in 3. Hold at the top in 2. We hold at the top in 1. Awesome. From here, you lift your heels, you lower your heels. Maybe you have to come in a little bit with your feet and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. We're here for another 8. Tuck your hips under, keep them high for 6. You have 5. We hold the top in 4, in 3, in 2, and in 1. Nice and high. We pulse, 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 pulse. Whew. Right here, nice and juicy. You have 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze your lower core for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold. Come on down. Whew. Maybe take a butterfly, stretch your arms over your head. Rock a little bit into it. All right, the block is gonna come under your left foot. We're gonna stay in our hip bridge. Whew. Hip bridges used to be something I really struggled with. I think I do now, but I realize there's a lot of a mental block. So I try to challenge myself a little bit in it, and I hope that you're feeling it too. So with that, you come back down, left foot is on the block. You pop up onto your right toes, just like we did when we were standing. You lower for 2 and 1, lift for 2, lift for 1, lower for 2, lower for 1, lift for 2, lift for 1. Sometimes I like to keep my hands on my hip bones just to kind of press a little bit extra resistance onto my hips, keep me slowing down. I definitely feel the muscle fibers twitching. They're definitely getting really strong and tense. We'll take another 4. You have another 3. Really push through your left foot here. In 1, we take 1 more. Hold the top. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, your arms can come to the floor. Press your palms into the ground beside you. You lift your right leg. We lower, lift, lower, lift. Press a little bit more into your left leg. Whew. Left leg is working as hard as it can. My hamstrings are feeling it. You have another 4. You have another 3. You have another 2. You hold your leg high on 1, right leg high. We pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, 1. Awesome. Tap that out. If you want to just take 1 more or 2 quick ones to stretch out. We bring the block, we come over our feet. Stretching out the backside of our body. This time I'm gonna flip around so you can see me better. The block will go under your right foot. Your left toes have contact with your mat. Slide back down, lay onto your back. From here, we pike our hips up for 2. We lower, lift, and lower. Again, arms can come up if you want. Keep it really fluid. Think about this being almost like an active recovery. We're rinsing it out here. You can add the arms, extend them back. Exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. We'll take another 4. We'll take another 3. Take another 2. Take another 1, hold high. We pulse, 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 pulse. Whew. You have another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you need to come down for a second, shake it out. Let's pop back up to our right foot. I'm gonna bring my block a little closer to me. So we pop up into our hip bridge, left leg pointed, nice and high. We lower for 2, lower 1, lift for 2, lift for 1, lower 2, lower 1, lift for 2, lift for 1. Push through every part of the sole of your right foot. I'm shaking, I can't even keep my thoughts straight. We have another 4. We hold high in 3, everything shaking in 2. And 1, hold high, hips high, we pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We get on our feet in 3, 2, and 1. Maybe knees to the chest here. I'm gonna hit a butterfly real quick. Oh, we've got 2 movements on our feet, and then we will finish down on the floor. Definitely gonna need a sip of water and a sip of matcha. Working nice and hard. Your finish line is so close, I promise. All right, from here, you step, your block's in the center of your mat. You step in front of it, legs are glued together, feet are glued together, your toes are on your mat. I'm gonna move to the side so you can see me. Toes touch your mat, and your heels touch the top of your block. It's a very bar-like movement here. So think about, again, a wall on the backside of your spine. Your hips are tucked under. You have 1 long line, almost like you have a pair of heels on. I'm gonna bring my hands to my hips. You bend down for 2, squat for 1, up for 2, up for 1, down for 2, down for 1, up for 2, up for 1. It's like you're going down on a little elevator and you're popping back up. Woo, don't fall. Squeeze your core like you were in a plank. Don't curl your toes, but think about pushing them out, grip into the mat. You've got it. We'll take another 4. We hold low in 3. Just come in straight down and up for 2, We hold low in 1. From here, hands overhead. You pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7. Get a little lower, tuck your hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 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 hold. Okay, come up. We're gonna do that one more time, but we're gonna do a variation. I'm gonna come to face you this time so you can see a little bit better. So you're gonna start to set up the same way that you just were. So toes on your mat, heels on your block. This time, you're gonna turn your toes out, almost like you're in a first position. Your heels are still on the block, kind of like a froggy squat here. So same thing. You come down for 2, down for 1, up for 2, up for 1. Inhale down, exhale up. I feel the outer part of my glutes here. I feel my core, the inner part of my thighs, especially this lower half right here. Squeeze up. Imagine you have a little Pilates ball maybe, or a pillow, something between your knees. You're trying to squeeze that as you come up. Whew. We come down to the floor to finish class. You have another 4. You know a pulse is coming. We'll meet low in 3. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thigh, squeeze your core for 2. This is your last one. We hold low, arms overhead. We pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7. A little lower, tuck your hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So your block is still on the back of your mat. We're gonna take almost like a deficit push-up. So your palms come to your mat. I need to just fix my necklaces real quick. Your palms come to your mat. Your toes touch your block. From here, we push down and up, down and up. You have another 2. I'm really shaking, I hope you are. 2 and 1. This time, you come down. As you come up, your left knee comes to your left elbow, step back. You come down, you push up. Right knee, right elbow, or tricep, you step back. You come down, up, march it out. Down, up, down, up, down, up. We take another 4. You have another 3. We have another 2. You take another 1. Pike your hips up. You come back down. You pike up for 2. You hit your pike for 2. Sorry, plank. Pike up for 2. Plank for 2. Legs are glued together like one long mermaid tail. Imagine there's magnets between your inner thighs. You push them together. We have another 4. We have another 3. We have another 2. And 1. Hold your pike. Awesome, come down to your knees. Shake that out, it's a little tough, huh? We're gonna quickly do some single leg work. So left foot comes onto the block, right foot on the mat. You lift your right leg, come across your body, extend back. Across your body, extend back. Right knee, left elbow, and back. We take another 4. You have 3. You're so close, 2. So close, 1, hold. Lower, lift, hold. Lower, lift, hold. You have 2. You have 1. Awesome, I'm just gonna flip around so you can see me better. This time the block goes under the right foot. We finish on our backs, I promise. Palms on the mat. Right toes on your block, left toes lifted. Come across your body. Right elbow, left knee. You have another 4. You have another 3. You have another 2. You have another 1. Hold. From here, you drop, you hold. Drop, lift, hold. Drop, lift, hold. Last one. Drop, lift, hold. Whew. All right, let's get this done. You're gonna meet with your body fully extended. Block is in your hands above your head. From here, we scoop up to a teaser. Pass the block under your hands. You come back down. Scoop up into a teaser. exchange the block, come down. Up, exchange, and down. Up, exchange, and down. We take another 4. We take another 3. Another 2. Another 1. From here, you meet me in your teaser. Block is in your hands. We pulse, pulse, pulse. Squeeze through your transverse abdominal core. Drop down through your shoulders. You lift and lower for another 8. Legs glued together. Squeeze them tight for 7. You have 6. You have 5. You have 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold high. So you can come a little bit higher. And then drop. Whew. Put that block to the side. Oh my goodness, let's bring our legs to our chest. I am sweating through my leg warmers. I need to take them off immediately. Awesome, give yourself a little hug. Thank your body for all the work it just did. Whew. Legs extended, arms overhead. Slow down your breathing here. It'll help slow down your heart rate. In through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm gonna bend my left knee a little bit. Grab behind my right calf and pull up. Just if this is too high for you, you want to pull behind your thigh, that's totally fine. Just don't grab behind your knee. Maybe you can reach your ankle or your foot. I'm not quite there yet. Let's switch legs, bicycle it out real quick. Awesome, so right foot to the ground, left leg high. Grab behind your calf. Think about pulling your leg closer to your chest. Scoop up a little bit more through your core. Awesome, lay down. Let's bicycle our leg out. Perfect, left knee to chest, right leg extended in front of you. You grab your knee with your right hand, pull it across your body, cactus your left arm, look towards the left hand. See if you can push your knee a little further to the ground. Stretch it out the other way. Left leg extended. Draw your right knee in to your chest. Breathe here. Grab your right knee with your left hand. Pull it across your body. Turn to face your right hand. Your elbow is cactused out. Palm towards the ceiling. Breathe in here. I know my inner thigh is really not bothering, but I can definitely feel it. So we're gonna just hit a frog pose. Think about coming down into a child's pose. Your knees are wide, your toes are together, but this time, just see if you can bring your hips further to the ground. I used to really not be able to do this. So if this is just not feeling good, you can totally hang out here on your palms, or just feel free to take a child's pose, whatever is calling to you today. I always try to hold a little bit, add just a teeny tiny range of movement here, lubricating all the little joints we have. Perfect, come back, we'll hit a child's pose. Meet me in a seat. Let's take a couple side stretches. So lean over to the left with your right arm extended above your head. Switch sides. Look up towards the ceiling, the sky. Oh, one more on the right, sorry. Awesome, meet me in the middle. Whew. Together, we'll take one breath in. Seal our hands at the top, lotus exhale today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this block sculpt. I know I'm ready to jump in a cold shower after this. Always remember, lots of water, protein, stretch, take care of yourself. Give your body some love, some gratitude, and spread love today. It's great to see you, and I'll see you soon.